Welcome to my live stream. I want to thank y'all for stopping by again today. We got a special guest. He left the Philippines, and we want to find out why, because a lot of my viewers, we want to come here. But of course, let me give a shout out first to the NTZ crew. There's the Beach of Life. There's Elat Mikado. I think I saw Jacob Chande on here. Thank y'all. I don't take for granted what y'all do for me over on this channel. I don't have time to fight these people over here, and y'all do a magnificent job. Also, I'm gonna shout out to my old heads. I think I seen Jeffrey Tatter on here. There he is. King Arthur, Randy. Thank y'all so much for joining me. Any new viewers and subscribers is joining us today for the first time. And of course, anybody catching me on replay. The peso is 55.53. And before we get started, I want to talk about something real interesting that I read in the newspaper today. It kind of puts into context this tourist visa that a lot of us try to get our girlfriends and wives, Darren. We try to take them out of the country, but a Filipino OFW from Cebu was rescued from her abusive employers over in Kuwait. They said the lady was basically being treated like a slave. They would take her out to the desert and just leave her stranded for hours upon time, you know, among other things. Her son called up, they rescued her. But this is one of the big reasons why it's so hard for a Filipino to get a tourist visa and leave the country. You know, the government's trying to protect their citizens against this type of behavior. It's more than just sex trafficking. It's more against forced labor and that sort of thing. So yes, it's an interesting story. If I were you, if you have access to the internet, go on inquire.net and read that story. Okay, go ahead and introduce yourself, Darren.
Hi, I'm Darren Cooper. I've retired, 53 years old, lived in Thailand, the Philippines, and now come back to Thailand.
Are you retired from the Army or Navy or military?
I'm a retired defense contractor.
Okay. Yeah. Now, you said you lived in Thailand before. How long did you live there before?
6 years.
6 years. Now, were you married to a Thai woman or?
Yeah. I was married, divorced. I met my wife, Darlene. We lived in Kuwait, and then came to Thailand for a 2-week vacation, and then went to the Philippines and stayed there for 18 months.
Yeah. So, do you have any? Do you have a Thai child?
No.
Oh, you don't. Okay. So, how long? You said you were married? 8 years. You said.
I was married for 10 years. I lived here for 6 out of those 10.
Oh, wow. So you came to the Philippines this time, and you've been here for 18 months.
Yes.
And then you left. Let's talk about some of the reasons you left, because I know for a fact you was telling me that you have a retirement visa in Thailand and the Philippines.
Correct.
Now, you went through all that trouble to get an SRRV in the Philippines. Now, all of a sudden, you got to change of heart. What happened, man? Tell us. Maybe you can help some of us.
Right. So I retired in the Philippines, and through the SRRV program, as you know, I spoke to you about it. And I am medically retired. So I'm on disability for life. I had a bad accident in Kuwait. U.S. government has given me disability payments for life. I was originally told by the PRA that they would accept that as a form of retirement, like a pension. And but in the interim, I had to pay $20,000 US for the retirement visa, and they held it in the bank, and the PRA's bank. And anyways, what happened was I got all the proof to show that I'm on disability, and yet they still wanted to hold on to the $20,000. That upset me quite a lot, that they were discriminating me because I'm disabled veteran, based on if I'd got my full pension in the Army. You know what I mean? And I didn't like that. I didn't like that. And now I have to fly back to the Philippines at the end of this month to cancel my retirement visa. And get this, they're telling me I got to wait 6 months to get my money back.
Wow. See, that was a question I was going to ask you, and you beat me to the punch. That's a long time, man, you know, but I kind of figured you were going to have to go through some red tape here. But, I mean, okay, you've already lived in Thailand. I've only been there for 5 days. We're going back. I'm taking Maryland. And we, you know, I loved it. You know, people got the wrong impression. I was talking about Soy 6, what I saw. Okay, so you come back to the Philippines. There has to be a big change for you.
Oh, yeah, huge change. The primary difference between Thailand and the Philippines, Thailand has got to be at least 20 years ahead of the Philippines. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Okay. I love the Philippines, but the main difference is the infrastructure, the transportation, the cost of living, the quality you get for your money. You know, I'm in a condo here, Calvin. I'm paying $260 a month. It's a 5-star condominium. I promise you, it's a 5-star condominium. In Philippines, the gated community I was living in, they have condoms there as well. I would consider them 2-star condominiums. They were very rundown and about 40 to 50% more expensive than what I'm paying here.
Yeah. Now, let's keep it real. How much of Thailand have you visited?
Quite
How many places have you lived there? Because a lot, you know, the guy who came and visited me, Bruce, Bumps and Bruce's, he said, Calvin, he said, a lot of guys who compare the Philippines and Thailand, they've only been to like 9 places. And, you know, he said you can't really give a good comparison. But, you know, everybody, you know, has their wants. But so how many places have you actually lived around there, Darren?
Actually lived 2. Jomtien, where I live now, which is near Pattaya, and I lived in Udon for 6 years.
So what is it about the Philippines that you didn't like? Because you left here, you know, you're gone. You said, I've had enough, evidently.
Well, no, it's not that I don't like the Philippines. I do like the Philippines. But what I like more is what Thailand has to offer. The food choices, the way of living, the comfortability, the fact that I'm right next to the ocean and I can wake up every morning and go walking on the beach. The prices for breakfast. I can get a breakfast, you know, almost all you can eat breakfast, you know, that'll fill you up for most of the day for $3. Where am I going to get that in the Philippines?
Yeah. So you're living in Pattaya?
Next to Pattaya, Jomtien, yes.
Okay, yeah. Now, do you speak the language fairly well or not?
Nah. I probably know maybe 50 words in Thai, but it's something I plan on working on.
Yeah. Now, okay, now what about your wife? How is she going to be able to stay over there?
On my retirement visa, I put her down as a dependent.
Okay, so she's on there.
Yes.
What's the difference between okay, now you can get your money back here from the Philippines, which they're going to give you your money back. Can you get your money back from Thailand, or are you buying your visa?
No. Okay, you can get your money back from Thailand, but the difference is you don't give the money to Thailand. You put it in your bank in Thailand. You control the money. You just show a bank statement once a year. That's it.
Okay.
to show that you can afford to keep yourself in Thailand. In the Philippines, you have to give them the money. You don't see that money unless you cancel your retirement visa.
Okay. Now, how much does it cost? How much did you have to pay for your particular visa? What's the name of the visa you have in Thailand?
It's a retirement non-O visa.
Okay. Now, did you have to put up, like, how much did you have to show in your bank account?
Nothing. All I had to show is that I've got it in. You could do it two ways, Calvin. The first way is you could have 800,000 baht in your bank, which is 22,000 US at the current exchange rate. Or you can show that you're making $800 a month to sustain yourself. Well, I am making that.
Wow. That's
or
all
you can do a combination of both. Say you want to put 400,000 in the bank, and you could show that you got $500-600 a month coming in. That makes them happy too. So they work with you. They work with you, you know, and go over your finances and say, okay, yeah, we can do this, you know, and this is how we can do it. The agents here are fantastic. Don't go to immigration directly. Go to an agent. They know all the ropes.
That was one of my questions. Okay, so what about, the red tape? Because I know with SRRV, you have to have that FBI clearance and apostille, and is that the same thing in Thailand?
Don't have to have nothing, only your passport.
Wow.
There's no police checks. There's no FBI checks. If you're doing it inside Thailand. Now, if you're doing it outside Thailand, say you live in New York and you want to get a retirement visa to come to Thailand, you go to the Thai embassy, then you have to do medical, you have to do background checks, and there's quite a lot involved. I never did that process, but I've heard from other people that have the process that they had to go through, the hoops they had to jump through. It's much easier. Come here on a tourist visa, go see an agent, say, hey, I'd like to look into, getting a retirement visa. How can I do it?
Wow, man,
they take care of all of it for you. You ain't got to mess with it. They take care of it all.
Now, what do they consider income? Does it have to be a pension or?
No. That's the key difference between Thailand and the Philippines. It doesn't have to be a pension. It can be a YouTube vlogger salary. Yeah, you could be working online, selling insurance, whatever you want to do. As long as you can show that you've got a steady income coming in your bank, they're happy with that.
Oh, man. That's unbelievable, man. I mean,
including my disability. They're happy with that, too. See, Thailand doesn't discriminate like I felt the Philippines did me.
Yeah. But did you have any problems here?
No.
What kind of problems did you run into?
No, I didn't run into any problems in the Philippines per se. The only thing is I would have liked to have control over my own money. I would have liked to been earning interest on that, I would have liked that they accepted a disability and they go the way Thailand. I think they eventually will do this, but I would have liked that they did the same and say, if you got an income coming in that supports you, just like a pension, doesn't have to say pension, then we welcome you too. But they got that red tape, like you said, and that hurts a lot.
Okay, but because I know, me and you, we chat and communicate pretty frequently on Messenger. This was it seemed to me like it was out of left field. I'm like, well, what happened? Did something happen to just make you all of a sudden just up and leave? Because, man, you were living a damn good life over here in the Philippines.
Yeah, I did have a good life there, and I've got a good life here. When me and my wife left Kuwait, we went to Phuket, and we stayed there for a week and stayed a week in Bangkok. And she said, don't retire in the Philippines. Let's retire here. I love it. There's a lot to do. But we ended up going to the Philippines, and it always came up in subsequent conversations. And then
Yeah.
I got a disability settlement from my accident, worked out how much I got, and, you know, perspective of how long I got left to live, you know, say if I live to 85, good old age, you know, and how best I can, you know, make my money last my life. And I couldn't do it what I wanted to do in the Philippines, but I can in Thailand.
Yeah. Now, Jam Silver says, what is there an age requirement for that visa? I know over here it's like what, 50, right?
Same 50.
Same. Okay,
50.
yeah. Same over there. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
50. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty man, interesting about how simple. I was always led to believe that it was complicated to get a retirement visa over there, but I guess it's not. They've got all kind of visas over there, right?
Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah. There's different types. You got the retirement visa, you got education visa. You can come over here and get a year's visa just to, you know, off the bat and say you want to learn Muay Thai, you know, Thai kickboxing, you know, so there's all different ones you can get. Yeah.
Yeah. So are you where you live at right now? There's a lot of expats over there. I'm pretty sure it is because there's millions of tourists in Thailand, you know, compared to the Philippines.
Where I live is predominantly expats. Very few,
Yeah.
very few
Yeah.
Thais. I'd say less than 10%.
Now
But
let me
that's
ask you
where I
something.
live in the
Yeah.
condominium, you know, is what I mean.
Right. Now let me ask you something because a lot of guys that come on my channel says, "Oh, I don't want to deal with expats when I move overseas and all that." Tell them the advantages of living around other expats.
It's fantastic. You know, you have a little bit of home being far away. To me, retirement is all about where you choose you want to live. It's all about location, and it's all about friends, making friends where you go. You know, that's what
Yeah.
it's all about.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Now I know you started a YouTube channel there, but you didn't start one over here. What, you think it's too many YouTubers over here or what?
No, it's just expensive to buy the equipment. I'm sure you know. I had to buy a camera, I had to buy a new phone. All that costs money, and then you have to have the content. What do you want to vlog about? Well, to me, I want to vlog about my experiences, you know, and share those with others that would like to have similar experience to what I had. I've traveled all over Asia.
Yeah. So what is the name of your channel?
Cooper's Thai Adventures.
Okay, Cooper's Thai Adventures.
Yeah.
And you're basically, is it for the new man or for the experienced traveler to Thailand?
Everybody. You know, a lot of people want to come out to, you know, Pattaya, Jomtien area. It's on the beach, you know, or Phuket. Don't know for sure where they're going to stay. You know, you could watch 1,000 videos on condominiums and you don't know how to get in touch with the agents or anything like that. I break it down for them, make it easy. You know, I'm there to answer their questions, and it's a community channel. You know, it's not about me per se. It's about everybody, including the subscribers. You know, what they want out of retirement life. I give them the answers, and you know, people that I recommend that can help them in that way of life that they want to go. Be it Philippines, be it Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, Thailand. You know, that's what I'm focusing on.
Now, here's the $1 million question that I want to know. What happened to that fancy truck you bought over here, man? You paid all that money for, well, all that down payment for. Are you trying to sell that, or what are you going to do with that truck?
Yeah, well, it's a SUV. It's a Ford Everest, 4x4. Yeah, I'm gonna try and sell it, put it on Facebook Marketplace, see what happens.
Do you have it with you over there?
No, no. Even though it was made in Thailand and it's sold in the Philippines, the problem is right and left hand drive.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that's my buddy Steven in Elliott Ventures. I gotta give him a shout out. He's over here now. They're gonna be here for 3 months. They built. I mean, no, he bought a house. They bought a house and lot and then renovated it. It's really nice, and he's here now. I want to give him a shout out. Okay, wait here. Okay, here's yeah, Cooper's Thai Adventures. Right. That's it. Now,
Yes.
okay, so okay, you're doing your thing in Thailand, but now you got this big car note saddle, you know, that you saddle with in the Philippines, man. How easy would it be just to walk away from that?
It's not hard. It's not hard. The house that we had in the Philippines, I am buying off the owner. She's got to finish her last mortgage payment. I believe it's October, and then we're going to buy it and probably rent it out and use that as an additional source of income. And when I pass away, you know, Darlene can, if she doesn't want to stay in Thailand, can go back to the Philippines. She's got her house.
Yeah. So is that your plan? You're going back and forth?
She will be. I think this is going to be my last time coming back to the Philippines, you know, next month.
Yeah. Okay. Now, he said he checked the Philippines 30% cheaper, but you got to understand, guys, it may be cheaper, but the value of your money, I went over the value of your money is greater in Thailand. It may not be, you know, of course, yeah, you can say, oh, it's cheaper, but the value of your dollar and what you're getting for your money, and Darren can vouch for this. I was only there for 5 days and I saw it right off the bat. I was staying in a hotel in Pattaya. It wasn't even 2 blocks from the beach. I mean, from Beach Road, it was $19 a night. And of course, you know, like he said, we talking about the food. You go to those restaurants, man, those Indian restaurants and all those restaurants, man, you know, for $4 or $5, $6, man, you're eating a lot, man. And it's delicious food. So yeah.
Yeah,
it's probably
Calvin,
cheaper, but I would say, yeah, I would say that the value of your dollar is better there. Just a little bit that I know. W Secrets of Success, thanks for that super chat. He says, hey, Cal and DC. He said, DC, I saw you on Good Vibes Patio's recent videos. Are you buying that new truck you guys were looking at the other day?
Yes. Yeah. I put a deposit on it already.
Yeah. Because I know on the thumbnail, you're on like a motorcycle. Do they have like the same motorcycles there that they do here?
Yeah, pretty much. Just a scooter, twist and go, 300cc.
Yeah. But the traffic, you got to get used to that traffic over there, man. I got ran over almost 3 times over there because I'm looking for the traffic to come a totally different way than what it was coming from. Yeah.
It takes a little bit of getting used to, yeah.
It takes a lot to get used to, man.
I mean, I lived in
but
Cavite.
I want to bring Maryland.
Cavite traffic was off the hook compared to here. This is light.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. So, yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Where did you live in the Philippines?
General Trias, Cavite.
Yeah. Now there's a lot of expats up that way too, right?
Not quite as many. No, maybe I bumped into, I don't know, maybe a dozen expats. Here, I'm bumping into hundreds every day.
Yeah. You know, that's what I'd say. That was kind of like my pushback when I went over there. People were like, well, you can't understand the language. I said, well, I really didn't need to, because every 5 feet, there's a damn foreigner that's been there for 20 years. One thing I noticed about foreigners in Thailand, they tend to stay there longer than they do over here. It's very few people. I don't know anybody that's been here. I'm pretty sure there are Western foreigners who have been here for, you know, I'm going to say 15 plus years, but it's not that many. Did you meet? How many did you meet here?
None that's been there that long. The longest I met anybody who's been there is about 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, and that's the big difference. So I'm saying, well, something must be going on over there because people tend to stay over there for a long time. Huh?
Yeah.
Can I do what? Yeah, go ahead. You know, all we got to do is watch it. Yeah.
Now let's bring up the cost of living a second, Cal. Let's bring up the cost of living a second, what JC commented on earlier. Yeah. Give you an example.
Okay.
My house in Cavite, my Meralco bill, which is electricity bill, was 10,000 pesos a month. 10,000.
Yeah.
My same electricity bills here in Thailand are 3,000 a month.
Wow. Yeah,
that
well,
is
no,
a
that's
75%
one thing that
savings, right? That's right from the start.
Yeah, it's one thing that I try to tell guys coming over here when you start renting apartments and condominiums. The electricity here is expensive. That's one thing that has went up over the years. I mean, because people ask me about inflation and all that. I'm saying, well, yeah, when it comes to fuel and power, but yeah, that's a big savings, man.
Well, we'll put it this way: my rent is half price what it is in Philippines, and my electric bill is 75% cheaper. So food may be, you know, I would say pretty much on par for prices.
Yeah.
Overall, I've got to say it, Calvin, Thailand is cheaper than the Philippines.
Yeah. But you said something to me one time
here.
When me and you were talking privately. You said that there is one big advantage though that the Philippines has over Thailand, and you was like the women. You was like, because you've been married to a Thai woman, and you've been married to, you're married to a Filipino now, and you said sometimes the Thai woman would turn off the spigot, right?
Yeah.
But the Filipino won't.
Yeah. So my advice to everybody is plain and simple, Calvin. You hit it right, the hammer right on the nail there. My advice to everybody is, if you want the perfect retirement, go to the Philippines, meet a good woman, take her to Thailand, and spend the rest of your life there.
Wow. Yeah, that is a good combination. That would be a good combination.
That would be the perfect retirement life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your wife doesn't have any complaints. Does she have any children?
Two.
Now, are they older or younger?
Well, the daughter is 12, fixing to be 13 very soon, and the son is 9 years old. They're currently in the Philippines, finishing this school year. We're looking to get them out here and enrolled in a school, international school, starting next year.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And again, on my retirement visa, I can have my wife plus 2 children on there.
Yeah.
And it doesn't cost me anything extra.
Wow. So when's the last time you've been back to the States, Darren?
The millennium. 23 years ago.
Wow. That's the last time you've been back to America?
Yep.
Wow. Because some guy was telling me in my comments the other day, he said that, watch out, I'm going to catch Asian fever. Meaning, you know, being over here in Asia, eventually going to wear on you and beat you down. And you need to go back to the States to recuperate and then come back. But hell, that hasn't been your experience.
No, well, I've worked as a defense contractor since 2004. So I've been working in Afghanistan, Iraq, Kuwait, Germany. So that's why I haven't been back to the States. States ain't got nothing for me anymore. It's getting too damn dangerous over there. You watch the news every day, some lunatic with a gun's going around shooting kids or shooting people up in a mall. You know, is that an environment I want to bring my Filipino wife to and her children? No, it ain't.
Yeah. I call them, that's what some guy was talking about. He said, yeah, if them typhoons is coming. I said, he was talking about all the, he was talking about all the negatives of the Philippines. And I was like, well, I'll take all of that over a damn bullet in the back of my head from some entitled softy over there in America. Because those are the people, you know, they think they're entitled to more than what they're getting. So they take it out on everybody else. And then they'll say, oh, you're bashing America. No, I'm not. I'm just telling you that I've got something to weigh it up against. And I'd rather stay over here, man. I lived in America for 55 years. What more do I have to prove? Nothing. And I don't give a damn. But yeah, you're right about that. That's what scares me. I'm just afraid that I'll be shopping at the damn grocery store and some old crazy gonna come in there with a gun and decides he wants to, you know, save the world or something. I don't know. Mark Mack, he came over here, him and his wife. They're from Vegas. He said, some good gems, Darren. He said, I appreciate the info. I'm rethinking some of my options. This is why I watch this channel. I always can learn something. Well, I knew having Darren on here, he was going to drop some stuff because he, you know, he gives you the nitty gritty. You know, he's not going to play around. If there was something that you need to know about why he left the Philippines, he's going to tell you. But did you get tired of the bureaucracy over here, Darren?
I don't miss the long lines going into the bank. You know, where you got to wait an hour outside and then 2 hours inside, you know, just to do basic things inside a bank. You know, in my bank over here, Bangkok Bank, I'm in and out of there 15 minutes flat.
Right. See, I ran into that yesterday. Okay, we're coming back. We took the kids on a tour of the island yesterday. So on the way back, we got to go past the bank. So I asked the gentleman who was driving, I said, hey, can you stop at the bank? I thought I was just going to run in there and run out. I should have known better. Man, I got in there and I'm only the third guy in line. I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to hurry up and get out of here. No, some lady makes a withdrawal. This guy counts the money in the damn machine 4 times. He counts it. Okay. Then if that ain't enough, he takes it out of the machine and counts it by hand. I'm like, you dummy. Where in the world did you even count it in the machine? Okay. Then he calls her up and then she counts it. Okay. Then instead of having 2 lines, one for businesses, one for regular people, you all go through the same line. So the 2 people, the remaining people in front of me, they're businesses with all these deposits. And I was in there for about 45 minutes, man. And I was like, wow. Finally, one of the other tellers opened up. He must have seen me just sitting there like feeling sorry for me. He knew I was probably just in there to make a withdrawal. And he got me out of there, man. But you're right about that. Now in San Carlos, it's not that bad. But here in Siquijor Island, yeah, you go in there, man. You're going to be in that bank. I've never been in there less than 45 minutes.
You go to General Trish, go to the city. Then you'll see how bad it can be.
Okay, retired 2019. Yeah. He says, wait, Kuya early says, stop watching the propaganda on TV and movie. Listen, man, don't come on here with this foolishness. We know we didn't say guns was the problem, dummy. We said some entitled softy. I already know my stance on that. You put a gun on the table, it's not going to do anything. But we're talking about, I grew up in America, man. Get him off of here. With that old foolishness, man. You can't even come on here and act like you got some sense. He said it's the damn criminals. Of course it's the question here. I'm going to go back to this, and we'll talk about this a little bit, Darren, again. Retired 2019 says, what about the language barrier? But again, I say I didn't run into it. It wasn't a problem with me because every 5 feet there was a foreigner who could tell me whatever it was I needed.
And because you're in a
And
retirement community here in Pattaya and Jomtien, pretty much all the Thais can speak English. You go outside into the province, you know, in the bumfuck Egypt, ain't nobody gonna be able to speak no English. So it's all about location.
And what's good, the good thing about the Philippines is you better be lucky it's like this. The signage is in English, but the people do not speak English, guys. They know how to, but they're at home. They're in the Philippines. They don't need to speak English. They're gracious enough to speak it when you're around. But majority of the time, they're not speaking English, guys. So you're going to run into some crazy stuff, and they can speak it, depending on who the person is, and then you speak to them, and they act like they can't understand you. So it's not a home run over here. I mean, really, even in my own household, I can't understand what's going on. And I don't blame them, though. They're at home. When I'm at home, I don't speak Spanish and all that other stuff. I speak English. But people think it's a home run over here because you come over here. The only advantage is all the signs are in English. So you can get around a little bit better. But if you think the people are going to speak to you in English all the time, you got another thing coming, man. They're not going to do it. What's your last video talking about, Darren? What were you talking about?
My last video I made yesterday was how to live a 5-star lifestyle on a pension budget.
Yeah. Okay, so, we get this question all the time in the Philippines. So I'm going to pose it to you. Is it easier to live on $1,000 in the Philippines or per month or Thailand?
Thailand.
Because you're saying the actual cost of the actual living expenses are going to be cheaper. The electricity is cheaper, obviously. The rent's going to be cheaper, depending on where you live.
The rent's going to be cheaper. The electricity's going to be cheaper. You can go to the mall and you could have a full-blown meal for $1 at the food court.
Wow.
50 pesos.
Yeah. Yeah, Thailand is certainly more international.
Yeah.
That's one thing I noticed when I went over there. It's certainly more international, but I would rather have my base here in the Philippines because TJ said something earlier. It's in close proximity to each other. Anytime I want to go to Thailand, I think I paid $50 the last ticket I went to Thailand. I just get on a plane. It's 2.5 hours away. That's from gate to gate. I'm in Thailand or wherever it is I want to go. So I just I ran so hard for 18 years as an insurance agent. I needed to come really to a complete stop. And that's one of the things that appealed to me in the Philippines, man. I needed to settle down, man, because if I was in Thailand, I wouldn't be settled down. It's all kind of stuff to do. It's all kind of distractions. When I was in Bangkok, man, hell, it's almost like being at home.
Yeah. And then you got all the international restaurants here, too. You got all the expats moved here from Germany, France, Italy, Spain, Australia, America, England. They come over here and they are opening their restaurants and their little shops. So it's like the whole world in one area. If you want American food, you can go have American food. You want Italian food, you can go have Italian food. It's all here. Plus, you got all the local Thai food, which is excellent in itself. Me here, I'll go eat street food any day outside. I would never do that in the Philippines.
Have you tried them damn crickets and all that, grasshoppers and all that? They go around. That man's going around at night with that cart, and you can buy all that stuff, scorpions, and then he'll put, butter sauce and all that kind of stuff on it. It's popular though, right over there.
No, I got my limits, bro. I got my limits of what I will eat and what I won't eat.
But it's popular over there. I was shocked, man, because you know, I guess they coming from the clubs and stuff. Cause we were just riding around in patio, and this guy, man, he was getting stopped every 5 feet. But let me read this Puck Daddy. He said, "Greetings, Sir Calvin. 160 murders in Louisville last year. Yeah, and Louisville's really the stick, believe it or not. I mean, to be honest with you, man, every year it's been an increase in murders, and people aren't really dying over anything there. It's not like, okay, somebody's broke in my house and I shoot the guy protecting my family. It's usually some young guy standing on the corner somewhere and somebody rides by and shoots him. Or one of his friends is sitting in the back seat and shoots him in the back of the head. It's always something stupid like that. So I'm like, that triangle murder is real for me over there, guys, and I don't have to prove it to anybody. He's talking about the best way to learn is to go to school and learn the language. Have you ever thought about going to school?
Yeah, I would do it, actually. I spoke to Darlene about it, my wife, and we've discussed it in length, and we both like to learn the Thai language. So, yeah, I'd probably do a 6-month course.
She'd probably learn it quicker than you because I have a problem with that NG sound that they have over in the Philippines.
Yeah.
It just depends on how you pronounce it. I can't pronounce it right ever. And, you know, they can. And I don't think she'll have a problem in Thai.
Yeah.
Philippine Dream Team said just enough reason to not buy a condo in the Philippines. Just rent. That way you can travel back and forth to Thai and the Philippines or anywhere else you want to live. And see, that's a great point. You know, that's why I just was asking you this because it shocked me when you moved from the Philippines back to Thailand. I was like, well, hell, what happened? Because normally you would say, hey, Cal, you know, I'm heading out. I had some problems. I'm out of here. You were just out of here. And I'm thinking, well, maybe he's on vacation. You said, I'm here to stay. I was like, wow, what happened? Yeah, but it's always interesting talking to you, man. Y'all give this man some support because I'm going to tell you something. He's going to have a different type of channel than what a lot of these guys are offering over there. I mean, he's going to give it to you straight. You see already. And he don't need the money. Trust me. His bankroll's a whole lot longer than mine. If he's got 20,000 to let just sit over here in the bank in the Philippines, he's doing a lot better than me. Yeah, because you ain't going to earn no 20,000 on YouTube over here, Darren.
No way.
But yeah, that kind of shocked me. He said, can he live like a king in Thailand for 3,000 per month?
Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Okay,
if
he
you
said,
got
okay, so what?
$3,000 a month, you ain't going to want for nothing in Thailand.
Okay, Steven says, so what is more expensive in Thailand than over here? What about the cars? Are they more expensive?
No. If you want to buy a pickup truck, which I'm in the process of buying now, I've ordered it. It's going to be ready in 1st of August. So if you want to buy a pickup in Thailand, the government gives us subsidies on pickup. So they tend to be, you know, very affordable compared to cars. But
now,
most of the cars that are sold in the Philippines are actually made here in Thailand.
Yeah. I noticed that,
so
you know, Mr. Lee.
Thailand, Philippine got to pay the import tax. Thailand doesn't. So it is cheaper. Yeah.
Now, do you have your Thailand driver's license?
Yes.
So you kept it or you just got it back?
No, I kept it. It was valid for 10 years the last time I renewed it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a great point because Mr. Lee, the tourist guide, the driver that we hired when we were there, his wife worked at a car place. he drove us by there. It was in between. It was in between Bangkok and Pattaya. That's actually where he lived, and that's where she was working. I think it was a Ford plant or something. But let me ask you about. Okay, have you ever been on the dating sites there?
No, never.
So how'd you meet your Thai wife?
Through a friend.
Cause she speak English pretty good.
When I met her, she the only word she knew in English was hello.
Yeah. Wow.
It was tough, man. It's tough. My hat's off to anybody that can make a relationship work with a woman that can't speak a word of English.
And you can't speak a word of Thai.
Correct. That's hard. That's hard. Imagine the arguments you're going to have.
Yeah. I mean, but the same thing can happen here. Okay, that's why guys, you know, they're always talking about, oh, I want a province woman. Well, be careful what you wish for. A lot of province women, not all of them, guys. But I'm saying the ones that get on them dating sites, they can't speak very good English, man. That's one of the reasons I had stopped dating a woman, man. I mean, it just drives you crazy because her English was bad and my Bisaya was worse. We couldn't communicate, man. Everything was, huh? What are you saying? And it just got to the point that I just threw my hands up. I said, well, hell, I don't care how nice you look and you're beautiful woman inside and out. I can't deal with that.
No.
Robert Dame says, Sir Calvin, are the road signs in English? Please ask our guest. Not when I was there. I've got pictures. They're all in Thai.
No, there is English. It's written underneath the Thai, but it's kind of small.
Yeah, I've got pictures. We were coming from Pattaya back to Bangkok. I couldn't read any of that stuff, man. And
no, they're updating it. They're getting a lot better, and you got the little English underneath now.
Yeah. Okay, Robert, you got it. This is straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak, because he's there. W Secrets to Success, thanks for that super chat. He says, I'm booked for Thailand this December to explore locations, condo options. Did this same trip to the Philippines last year, saw one that was okay size condominium, 1,500 square feet in Davao. It was starting at 500,000 to $1 million plus 500 per month for the condo fees. He said, what the hell? Yeah, now, I guess you can help him there, right? How much is a new condo?
Cheaper here, man. Wow.
Yeah. When I was in Pattaya, I'm gonna tell you, a brand new condominium right on Beach Road was like 100,000, anywhere between 80 and 100,000. So when I came back here, I started looking and I was like, why are they charging so much for these condominiums? Who's buying them, Darren, is what I want to know.
Exactly.
Who's buying these over here?
Now, the same condo that you're talking about in Cebu here is around about $35,000. In that same condo you're talking about in Cebu, yeah, you got hardwood for walls. Mine's concrete.
Yeah.
That's
a great point. And I'm gonna tell you now, what about do you get a parking spot where you are?
Yeah, underground parking. Anybody can park in any space. There's no assigned spaces. But get this, Calvin, the building I'm living in is only 20% occupied. 20%. Wow. 2,000 apartments here, condominiums, and there's only 20% occupied.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. But, okay, the reason I asked you about that parking spot, because what people don't understand here is once you spend all that money for that condominium, the parking spot is going to cost you 1 million pesos here. Yeah, the guy was on my channel. That's what he said. He said, well, hell, I'm just renting one right now because I'm only going to be here. He said, but if I wanted to buy that, it would be $20,000. I'm like, wow, that's the same amount for my house that I built my house for.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Here it's free. You don't pay for your parking spot. I haven't found one condominium that makes you pay for your parking spot yet.
Now, Beach of Life makes a great point here. W Secrets of Success. 1,500 square feet. It's enormous here. That is. That would be what? 150 square meters or something close. Yeah, that would be a hell of a size. Yeah, that's a penthouse size. No wonder why they want $1 million. But still, that's a lot of money over here. I was told, okay, because I've got some friends that live in Solanea, right across from Ayala. And I was told it's the Chinese who are buying up all these properties over here and paying those just humongous amounts of money for them because they don't get much space over in China. He says your English speaking is horrible. Well, that's okay. I'm still living my best life, Donald Duck. While you over there beating yourself to death, I got a beautiful woman laying beside me. Okay. So yeah, it's gotten me through life. See, this is what, now you don't deal with that over in Thailand like in the Philippines. We're the most scrutinized expats, vloggers on the planet over here. And it's mostly coming from Americans. Nobody else does it. And you know, the problems you told me you had up there in Kabiti was from Americans. It wasn't from British, was it? It wasn't from Australians. It was from Americans. It's something about Americans. I don't know what it is. We think we can police the world. We can police YouTube. We can police social media. Y'all need to get a damn life, man. Really. Police your damn self. But I don't know what it is about Americans, man. We got that imperialistic mindset. We just, wherever we go, we're going to take over. Yeah. A guy came on in the comments. No, it wasn't comments. He sent it in WhatsApp. He said, Cal, the only reason they doing that, he said, they need to be beat to the ground. He said, once one of them get their ass beat, it's going to send a message to the rest of them. And he's right. See, nobody's had to pay any consequences for all this trolling. And they just think they can sit back and throw hate bombs all day until somebody walks up on them and slaps them in the damn mouth. Then they'll stop. I promise you they will. But yeah, it's crazy. Edgar Castillo says it won't be long before gentrification takes over part of the hood. Maybe is that the Chinese? I don't know, but it's happened in my neighborhood I grew up in. Imagine my mother bought her home for $10,000. Now, this wasn't a long time ago. This is like 1980. And now the houses are going for $180,000, $190,000. And I'm like, wow. Well, you know, we can't afford it. Okay, Boo-hoo says 70,000 US for a parking spot in Montreal, Canada. Wow. Yeah, okay, Puck Day said, yeah, you have to cool that 1,500 square feet. That's right. But have you run into any problems in Thailand? You know, because there are no places of utopia.
I haven't run into any. Not had any problem with taxi drivers. I haven't had any problems with red tape, opening a bank account, getting my visa. Everything just seems to run smoothly. Yeah, I'm surprised, you know, coming from the Philippines, how smooth it actually is here.
Now, this 4M, I'm pretty sure it happens in Thailand, where these young women, you know, they want a old, rich, sick, quick to die foreigner so they can get the money and live the rest of their life in style. I'm pretty sure they've got that in Thailand, right?
Oh, yeah, that's sure.
Yeah.
They got it all over Asia, not just Thailand and Philippines. It's all over Asia.
Yeah, it's all over the world.
When you see a 90-year-old man and a 25-year-old woman on his arm, yeah, she ain't there because she loves him.
I know, but you know, but for some reason it's supposed to be, they think that Filipinos are from outer space. They're not. We're still on the same planet. Remember, the internet has made the earth so much smaller now. I mean, the games that they playing everywhere else, they can easily play here if they want to play them. I mean, I tell you to keep your guard up. I don't try to discourage people from coming over here. They say, oh, you're discouraging. No, I'm giving you the 360. I can't give you the sugary stuff every day and sugar's bad for you. Just keep your damn guards up when you're traveling anywhere, especially over here, because these women, they look so innocent, they look so sweet. They'll lull you to sleep, you'll drop your guard, and that's when the problems start. I mean, I saw where, okay, they were in the comments, they were saying that, oh yeah, over in Thailand, the men are dealing with the same women. They're just basically trading the same women. Well, that's what's happening over here, guys. I told y'all that before, especially on these dating sites. We're going for the same women. Just in the last month, Darren, I've met two young women, 22, both of them were 22. They've already been with 3 foreigners already. 3 foreigners already. And I'm like, you're going to come over here and you're probably going to end up with her too, because they look good, you know, they look innocent, they look sweet, you know, and they appear to be easy. But man, I'm telling you, we're going for the same women over here, man. PB on the go says, hi there, I'm from the USA. I just kind of getting in here. Is Palawan very expensive to live as a retiree? It seems that most people I see are in Cebu or Davao area. Well, once you get outside of Puerto Princesa, El Nido, Coron, it can be affordable. Ma'am, PB on the go. Now, as far as safe, see, that's another story. Because if you look at all the kidnappings that have went on in the Philippines, it's always somewhere off the coast of that Palawan. They just, for some reason, they target people over there, especially when you're on that South Sulu Sea. Davao was Dumaguete before Dumaguete was. It's still a great place. You know, safe, clean, and all of that. Not as congested as Cebu. But yeah, once you get outside those fancy cities on Palawan Island, you're going to be fine. Okay. He says, what's up, Cal? How much would a 1-bedroom cost in San Carlos City or Dumaguete to buy? Well, I don't know if you could buy that. Well, in Dumaguete, they've got a brand new condominiums. They're pretty expensive, but they're right by the ocean. They're running anywhere from 4 to 6 million from what I've seen. 4 to 6 million pesos, which would be $80,000 to $110,000. You know, and they're little bitty places. Now, how big is the place you're living in, Darren? You didn't.
The place I'm living in is 35 square meters. So what's that, about
350 square feet?
Yeah, around about that.
Yeah, about 350 square feet.
It's the way that it's set out that's perfect. You know, wash machine on the balcony. The kitchen is fantastic. It's just, you know, brand new high gloss cupboards, bathroom, bronze faucet, you know, bronze shower, you know, great.
Yeah. So, WC Success, thanks for that super chat. He said, at Cal Beach of Life, 1,500 square foot isn't that big to me, and most definitely not for 500,000 plus. In the Philippines, I'll stay in the U.S. at those prices, damn it. Yeah, I was agreeing with you on the prices. I'm just saying that 1,500 square foot over here for a condominium is a big. That would be the biggest condominium I've ever seen.
That'd be
that would be four times as big as yours. But yeah, I agree with you. I was thinking when I came over in the Philippines, I was thinking, well, hell, I could probably get a condominium for, you know, 20, 30, 40,000, right? This just goes to show you my thinking, man. The condominiums here are very expensive. And I'm like, man, for what I'm getting, I'm missing something. Nobody's ever
Well,
told me. They say, oh, well, it's the convenience.
for decent, nice condominium in the Philippines, you're looking at $200,000. Here, for a decent one, you're looking at $35,000.
Yeah. See,
I don't know why the condos are so expensive in the Philippines when the houses are so cheap. It just don't make no kind of sense.
I don't understand it either. I'm missing something, Darren.
Yeah.
And no one's ever, brought me up to speed on that. They keep saying, well, they got the grocery store here, they got the gym downstairs and all of that. I'm like, man, but you're talking for 10 million pesos? Come on, man. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of damn money, man.
Calvin, my condominium underground parking.
Is your place?
It's got 2 gyms, Olympic-sized swimming pool, and it only costs $260 a month.
Now, how much would that cost if you wanted to buy it?
$35,000.
Wow. So, of course, what are you going to buy it or what are you going to do?
No, rent is cheaper. I can pack up and move tomorrow to a nicer place. If this place, went sort of down, I'm not going to put all my eggs in one basket. I can pack up and move to tomorrow, next week, to a brand new building just being built for the same price.
But would it be money better spent to buy a condo versus a car, a pickup, though?
Apples.
If you're going to spend that kind of money anyway, why not buy a condominium?
Well, okay, let me say this. If you're in a condo and you got a bad neighbor, you then got to live with it. Yeah, if you own it. If you rent and you got a bad neighbor, you just move to a better neighborhood, man.
Yeah. You just like the simplicity. You like the flexibility of it.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
So what's the point of because I know you like to buy these cars over here, and because that's a lot of money, man. So just like now you're having a problem selling that car over in the Philippines. What happens if you can't sell it? Eventually you're going to be like, man, I can't keep paying. How much is your monthly payment over there? Over here.
I'm buying it off. I'm finishing paying it when I come back at the end of the month. But the monthly payment was 60,000 pesos a month.
How much?
60.
Wow. So you're gonna, because you told me you spent $2.5 million for that truck. You're gonna spend, man. So you're just gonna pay it off.
Pay it off, and I'm gonna sell it.
Why would?
Because I've already put $1 million into it, and it's only 6 months old, so it doesn't make no sense just to give it back to the bank and say, no, I don't want to pay for it anymore. That's too much to lose. I can take that car because there's a 6-month waiting list to get that car. Yeah, because of COVID and microchips problems all over the world. I can take that car, I can pay it off, and I can get damn near what I paid for it brand new, because there's a desperation for them and it's buyer's demand.
Well, why don't you just, sell it to the person, get your money back, and let them pay, and then just give get what you put into it and give the other $1.5 million, because don't you think you're taking a big risk by paying it off? You think you're going to get every bit of your money back?
Here's the problem with that, Calvin. I did it over 3 years at 66,000 pesos a month. Not many Filipinos can afford 66,000. If they wanted to take over the payments, which is only 2 years left on it now, by the time I come back, they're gonna have to do it on the same terms I did. if I buy it, if I pay off the bank, they can go to their bank, get a loan for it, and have their terms. If they want to finance it over 5 or 10 years, they can do that instead of taking over mine and they got 2 years left to pay, and they got to pay $66,000 a month. Whereas
Right,
they
but
can
I'm
pay
not saying
$10,000 a month, whatever.
I'm not saying take over yours, Darren. I'm saying they can take that to their bank and get the loan to buy it, just like you're saying, and buy it from you. That way you're not 2.5 million in, you're only $1 million in, you get that back. So then they can get better terms. I'm not saying take over your payment. I'm saying if you're going to sell it to somebody, they're going to have to go through the bank, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's your bank or their bank. And they can get the financing through that, okay, to buy that truck.
Yeah.
Okay, that way you wouldn't be in it for 2.5 million. Then you're sitting there waiting for somebody to get that loan. And you know how banks are, man. They don't look at it like, oh, it's a 6-month waiting period. Banks don't work like that. You know, banks don't work like that. They'd be out of business if they did. They're going to look at the value of that truck and say, okay, here's what we can do. But it's just something I just wanted to, I was just, you know, because we were talking about that the other day on my video. I'm saying a guy in Ghana, he's in the same spot as you. He says, I can't afford to retire in Ghana because my car note in America, I've got storage bills in America, I've got all these bills in America. So he's got 1 foot in America, 1 foot in Ghana. So now you got 1 foot in Thailand and 1 foot in the Philippines. You know, that's all I'm saying.
I'm coming back the end of this month to close all the ties. You know, get my 20,000 back from the PRA, pay the car off and sell that, and cancel my retirement visa there. Come back here.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. No, he didn't buy a top of the line Hilux. Tell him again what you bought, Darren.
No, the one Rick's right. The one I'm buying here is a Hilux. The one that I bought in the Philippines was the Ford Everest 4x4.
Okay. Yeah. And that was 2.5 million.
Correct.
Wow.
50,000 US.
Yeah, about 50 grand.
Yeah.
You don't think that's a lot of money over here to be spending on a truck in the Philippines? And I ain't joke. You know, people always say, well, it's my money. I can do whatever I want to do with it. But I mean, we are in the Philippines. A lot of money.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
Okay.
But then at that time, I wasn't thinking about coming to Thailand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Things change, unfortunately.
Yeah. So you're satisfied, though, with your move. You don't have any regrets?
None.
Yeah, yes, it is his money. Carl says, Calvin, what does your guest think about random acts of kindness? One thing I noticed, I'm pretty sure poverty's there, but they had it pretty well over there, don't they?
Yeah. I don't see any beggars out here like I do in the Philippines. You've been to Thailand. Did you see any beggars when you were over here?
I didn't see any, but my driver was Thai. He said, yeah, it's poverty here, but you know, we keep it off the main drag. You know, they don't want people to see it.
I don't see it. Yeah.
And he said they have some type of programs where I think it's something like No Thai Left Behind or something, or No Thai Goes Hungry. So they go around, and because we did our last night there, he took us around where in Bangkok, where the palace is in that area, and we saw some people like outside on some cardboard. And he said, yeah, in the morning, somebody will come around and give them some food. But what do you mean random acts of kindness, Carl? What do you mean by that? Yeah, he said Thailand is winning. Yeah, but you know, if you look at my video today, man, the Philippines is winning. It just depends on what you want and where you are. If you think that the Philippines is Manila or Cebu or any of those congested places, man, you don't know what you're talking about. This place is so spread out. Everywhere I've been is different. We went around this island yesterday, man. I got a shock. It's really some beautiful places. We went to it's called Salag de On Beach. It's closed right now, but you know, due to the pandemic, they haven't reopened it. It's about as beautiful of a beach and a place I've ever seen because it hasn't been open. The water is it's the cleanest I've ever seen over here. It's really a beautiful, beautiful place, but it's so many places here, man. He said, how much is the Hilux in Thailand?
Hilux in Thailand was 1.2 million baht.
Which would be how much?
Well, say 1 million baht is $30,000.
Yeah.
So you're talking about 36,000 US.
Yeah. Now is the bank going
Same
to
truck in the US? You're paying 60,000 for it.
Yeah. Now, what kind of credit check do they do on you?
I'm buying it for cash, Calvin.
Oh, you're buying cash, okay.
Yeah.
But what kind of credit check did they do to you over here in the Philippines?
They didn't do a credit check on me. They did it on my wife to finance in the Philippines. They wouldn't give me the time of day. It all had to be done through my wife.
Yeah. So, but she doesn't work.
No, but they consider her a housewife, and money I have in the bank is, and the disability I had coming in is her salary. And that's the way they do it.
Wow. But they wanted everything in her name just in case, so they could.
So she was sort of the guarantor, yeah.
Yeah, see, that answers my question. So it wouldn't be so easy for you to walk away from that loan.
No, that's why I got to come back and pay it off. I'm not going to hurt my wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm going to sell it, whatever I get, you know, I'll have to take it on the head.
I hear you. I hear you, man. That's my only problem with buying a car over here. It's, you know, what happens if, you know, because eventually we all going to leave this place one way or the other. And I'm like, the instances that I've seen, man, it's so hard to get any parts of your money back, really. It's like half. You know, when John died, his girlfriend, she didn't even get half back, and his car wasn't 6 months old. What's up, Just Travels? What's going on? Gil Bellamy says their bank will write you for the truck. Oh, will write you a check. Yeah, that's what I said. The other person, whoever's buying it, they're going to write you a check, and then you're going to pay off your bank, and whatever's left over, I would pay it out since you said you got $1 million in it.
Yeah.
But hell, you still owe how much? How much you owe? Another million and a half?
I owe another $1 million because I put 500,000 down as a deposit.
Yeah, so
Down
shit,
payment.
I would try to figure something out where I could get some of my money back. I'd give them
That's
a good
the plan.
enough deal, yeah, where I get, you know, some of my money back and say, well, hell, I got to write that off as a loss.
Yeah, if I get 2 million back, I'll be happy.
Yeah, you mean if you get 2 million for it, yeah.
Yeah.
And you take 500,000, yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, Jack. Yeah, because see, that's one of the ways, if you look at my video that I did a couple of weeks ago, it was called The Way We Waste Money Over Here, and buying a car was one of them. You know, buying these plane tickets, buying a car, you know, because you're saying Oh, I'm just going to write off 500,000 basically, right? See, I couldn't afford to do that. You got that kind of money, Darren. Most of the guys who come over here, they don't have the money you got. See, we can't just say, "Oh, here's 500,000 back. Hold my 20,000, by the way, in that retirement for 6 months." See, we don't have that kind of money, Darren.
Yeah.
Man, I'd be on the Philippines. You know,
I get that, and the only reason I got that is because I got a out of court settlement for an accident that I had in Kuwait, and I'll never work a day again in my life because of that accident. You know, that money's supposed to last me the rest of my life. I can't afford to be blowing this either. I got to make the smart decisions.
Yeah, yeah. So I know you're settling down. You getting your boots on the ground over there in Thailand. Yeah. You're not gonna be coming back and forth. You don't want to take too many more losses, right? Too many more L's.
Exactly.
WC to success. Thanks for that super chat. He said, Cal, that truck would be great for you and the family. Hell, we would love to see you driving, man. That's too much truck for us. Hell, Merlin can hardly even ride that damn motorcycle I bought her. I ain't gonna buy that big ass. Have y'all seen what them big ass cars look like over here on these little bitty roads? Did you have a problem driving that big thing, Darren?
Oh man, every day.
Yeah. Okay, Yo Joe said 10:40 a.m. He said, yeah, tomorrow I start my week-long road trip in Sikihor. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, what are you gonna do for a week over here, man? Because it takes, you're just gonna stop along the way, because it only took us, they said it takes 3 hours to go all the way around. Clint Dow said that's unfair. We can't own land. Well, I think if you looked at the history surrounding the Philippines, you'd probably understand why they don't want to let foreigners own land over here. It didn't work out too good last time, did it, Darren?
How's the Chinese doing that?
Huh?
They own just about every hotel on Boracay. How the heck they doing? And we, you know, we get married to a Filipino and we can't even buy a home to raise them in, you know?
Yeah. I think it's some type of ties that go, but you know, the Philippines and China and Philippines and China, man, they go back thousands of years, their relationship. And, you know, it's something in there. And a lot of them are Chinese Filipino. They, you know, just like the guy who owned SM Mall, he was half Chinese. And, you know, so when we look at him, we just look at, oh, he's a Chinese, not realizing he's Filipino too. That could be the way they're doing it, you know, because I'm gonna be honest with you, man, you know, and that's why I don't get mad at people when they come to America. And because until I started coming to the Philippines, I couldn't tell Asians apart. And Filipinos, they don't look like typical Asians anyway, though. But if you put somebody from South Korea, Japan, and China in front of me and say, hey, which one's the Chinese? I probably wouldn't know. And I'm not saying that to be racist. I'm just not around them enough to recognize them.
Yeah. Now, you know, when you come here with Maryland to Thailand, you're going to have the same issues that Darlene's got. Everybody's going to be speaking to her in Thai, thinking that she's Thai every day.
Now,
because Filipinos and Thais look a lot alike.
Answer this for me. I was talking to a Galvin Dumagetti this last time on my way here. And he said that one thing he likes about Thailand, it's more Asian than the Philippines. What's he mean by that? I don't understand that. What's he talking about?
I have no idea.
That's just what he's saying. Yeah, that's why I'm confused on that. What are you talking about? He never, you know, really went any. But Carl Butt said, Calvin, you personally give to others as a choice and caring from your heart. And you combine random acts of kindness all to those you don't even know. Okay, most expats don't share your kindness. Do you help anybody outside of your wife's family, Darren?
Oh, yes. When we lived in the Philippines, for a whole year, we collected all our change and we put it in one of those big 2-gallon water bottles.
Yeah.
And at Christmas time and New Year, we went around with those water bottles to the poor neighborhoods, and we were throwing the change out on the side of the street for the kids to collect. You know,
Yeah.
and old
Yeah,
people
that's
that, you know,
amazing.
are homeless. So yeah, we did all that, you know. And if I saw it here, I'd be more than happy to reach my pocket and help somebody that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because I
And
got the same
that's not
motto as you. When
something.
you help somebody else, you help yourself. I think that's a good way of looking at life.
Well, it's the law. It's not something that I created. It's universal law. I mean, it's just as rigid as if you jumped off the top of your condo building. What would happen if you jumped off the top of that, Darren? Would you go
I'd be
down
dead,
or would you go up? I mean, would you go
man.
down or would you go up?
I'd go down first, but I hope to God that He'd raise me up after I fell.
Because you're gonna break the law of gravity. It's just as rigid, but people don't believe it, man. They think, oh man, if I got $5, I'm certainly not gonna give this person $2.50 of it. That's less for me. Not realizing the minute you make up your mind, I'm gonna help this person, it's coming, man. But they don't understand, man. Everything I've got today is a result of me helping somebody else. There's no other way that you can even explain it. I started my channel helping other people down in Zamboanga City. I started my Facebook page first. I never thought I'd look up how many. I'm on the verge of 50,000 subscribers. I mean, monetize enough where, I don't have to work. I'm like, I never saw that coming, but I know the law of reciprocity. Some people call it the law of compensation, but it's true.
You've done well, man. I can only dream of getting that high. I can't even dream of it, man. That's so far away from me.
And I'm a small guy. I'm even small in the Philippines, man. Some of these guys, man, I don't know how they do it, man. I mean, they've been on YouTube years and years and years. I mean, the Andrew Tates and all of that. These guys are so huge. These little crazy, little Ryan, that little boy. He's got like something like 20 million subscribers.
Yeah.
You probably don't know, but there's people who earn 10, 15, 20 million on YouTube. And they be on my case. I earn about 30 grand a year, and they be on my case. Like, what you doing? You over there, you paying taxes? Are you working? I'm like, man, y'all stupid. Hey, King Arthur, thanks for that super chat. He said the Chinese are buying a lot of land in America. He said, what the hell? Yeah, they're buying a lot of land in Africa. Now, do you see a lot of Chinese in Thailand?
Yeah, you do. You see them coming in by the busload.
So you know what a Chinese looks like just looking at a Chinese.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. See, because over here they have the same problem, guys. I'm not trying to be cringy. Filipinos think every white man is an American, right? Darren?
My
they
wife
don't
says
know
no.
the difference.
My wife just said no.
Your wife can't tell. Your wife can't tell. And neither can the Filipinos. They don't know. They think every white man is an American. But I can look at white men over here. I can tell by the way they dress. The minute they open up their mouth, I can tell, you're certainly not from America now. I get kind of, that Australian accent, and depending on how thick that British accent is, I get that mixed up sometimes. Edgar Castillo said the law of abundance is also psychological. If you know more is coming, you don't hold on to it for dear life. Sharing is current. And it's a fact, man. It is psychological.
Yeah.
I mean, I could not be in the Philippines living my best life without helping people. And nearby people are struggling. I mean, literally hand to mouth, man. I couldn't do it. And I think to whom much is given, much is expected. You stay out of a lot of trouble when you do that because, you start building houses over here. People start watching you, man. There was a new gym built in San Carlos. I mean, it's a state-of-the-art gym. It's really, really nice. The new Viper gym. Well, people, foreigners were always trying to figure out, oh, is he making money or not? So I told the guy, he was from Ireland. I said, man, this guy didn't build this gym to make any money from it. I mean, you know how rich he is. You know what I mean? Businesses his family has in San Carlos. I'm pretty sure it's his way of giving back. Okay. Yeah. And sometimes you just got to do that. He's not going to get his money back on that place. And you're only charging what? 100 pesos a day to come there or something. And hell, you may have 5 or 6 people in there the whole day. Let's see what he says. Spaces and places out there. It says Chinese are buying up property all over the world. They are.
Shoot, man! You see that on the news? They're buying up all that land by the American military bases, all the farmland.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's getting crazy now.
Well, in America, it's capitalism, so everything's for sale. And that's all that really means, really. And I don't know. I try not to even pay attention to that stuff anymore because it's all doomsday. And I'm over in paradise, and I don't want to hear about doomsday. I want to hear about paradise. And it's doomsday, man. You turn on that news, that West News, it's all doomsday, guys. And I'm not trying to do it, but what you got planned for the day, Darren?
Today, this afternoon, we're going out on the beach, and we're going to make our next vlog of the beach here where I live.
Oh, so your wife is she involved? She's holding the camera, I guess.
Sometimes she'll hold the camera. Sometimes she'll be in the videos with me. She's also doing her own vlogs on Facebook. So
she is.
Yeah, and the money that she's gonna earn from that, she's gonna help her family back in the Philippines. So it's all good.
Yeah, well, tell your wife good luck trying to earn money on Facebook. If she earn money on people, she'll be better off trying to go on YouTube or something like that. You know what the parameters are, man, to be monetized on Facebook? It's retarded.
Yeah, she goes over with me every day. Shows me, I just checked this box. Now I got 5,000 more to check. No, I don't mean that. I mean the numbers. If you think it's hard to get monetized on YouTube, which it is, it's very, very difficult unless you have some type of help. Unless you got some big channel that puts you out there. It's super difficult on Facebook. I mean, your wife, but they seem to think, because Marilyn was making reels. Oh, I said, Marilyn, you're not going to earn not one penny, not one peso making those reels. She claims that, a rumor here is stronger than fact. You still haven't made a peso off of that. Yeah, she'll be better off doing a YouTube channel. You could do a video with her, ask her how does she like it. Let her compare the Philippines, her home country, to Thailand. I'd like to see that if she's going to be honest now, remember. I'll ask her, see if she wants to do it.
Okay. Because, they're afraid of bashers. That's why I try, I really don't like to put Marilyn out there. Sometimes I let her help me if I think it's important. But most of the time I won't put her on there because they're afraid of bashers, man. And their bashers are nothing compared to what we face. See, that's one thing I'm going to warn you about because your channel is going to grow, Darren. I just know by your personality, you're straightforward. You're not afraid to say what's on your mind. People are they're going to gravitate to your channel. But luckily you're in Thailand. You're not in the Philippines. See? And he said, I'm going to check your channel. Hey, could somebody put Darren's link to his YouTube channel up, one of my moderators, please? He's only got a few videos right now. I encourage him to make more videos because when people come to your channel, they're gonna want content. Okay. And how far are you from Walking Street, Darren?
From Walking Street Patio or Walking Street Junction. There's one in both. From
Oh, wow.
Walking Street in Patio, 5 minutes thereabouts on my motorbike. If I want to walk it, 15 minutes.
Wow.
From Walking Street in Patio, I'm about 20 minutes away from there. 25 minutes in walking, but you can get a bot bus for 10 baht, 33 cents. Yeah. You get a bot bus and it'll take you straight there.
So what is the attitude about sex over there? And, because it's like it's right there in your face, but it's not in your face. It's like an open secret. What is the attitude over there? Is it, I know because I know that Buddhists, they see the world differently than, say, Christians and Catholics.
Yeah, the attitude towards sex over here is it's okay as long as it's behind closed doors.
Like Walking Street and Soy 6 and all that.
And you'll see the girls in bikinis, but the real stuff don't happen until you get inside and the door's closed. Yeah, you won't see Thais and foreigners kissing in public. It's frowned upon. In the Philippines, it ain't no big deal. I drop my wife off at the mall and she give me a kiss right there in the parking lot, say, okay, come back and pick me up in 2 hours. I'm just going to get my hair and my nails done at the salon, whatever.
Yeah.
Here
it's
you don't
usually
see
a peck, though.
They're
usually a peck, though. It's usually a peck.
It's a peck.
And the Philippines has gotten better at that.
Throat, but here that's frowned upon. Yeah.
Yeah, but as far as the Soy 6s, the Walking Streets, because it's everywhere. Walking Street in Patio, it's not far from Soy 6. It's not far from all the other places. It's like nobody really cares. It's like, but
you got it in the Philippines too. You got Walking Street in Angeles. You got Walking Street in Subic. You got Walking Street in Manila.
Yeah, but here's what I'm saying. It's more in Thailand, much more in Thailand. If you go to Patio, man, there's nowhere that you can compare the Philippines to.
No, that's true.
You got
it is on a larger scale here. Yeah,
it's true. On a much larger scale. I was like, I didn't know. I knew what to expect, but I didn't expect that. Okay, you got Soy 6 all the way down on both sides, nothing but bars, right? Then you get on Beach Road and you got the bars and all the little cut, in the little streets. And then you got the damn Walking Street right up there.
And you got Soy Bacau too.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So if a woman is a bar girl, do they look down on her over there?
It is frowned upon, but I don't think they let their family know what they do. They probably say, I'm going to Pattaya to work in a hotel.
Yeah. Hey, Monito24, he says, what's up, Cal? He said, I love your work from Houston. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Yeah, it really, really shocked me. And another thing I would suggest you do, because the next time I go, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go into one of them weed shops. Because I saw a guy.
Right outside. Two of them right outside.
Yeah, just ask him, can you walk through and show your viewers? Because that would be interesting.
Be a problem. I could, but I think YouTube would probably demonetize me for it. Or tell me to take it down because it's drugs at the end of the day.
Well, I don't know. They might not. See, right now you're not monetized. Only thing they're going to do, hell, if they can show partially nude women, Man, YouTube is way out there. I don't know. I would try it. You
I
know,
mean, I got a buddy of mine. He's a YouTuber here, Jason from Good Vibes Patio, that your moderator brought up earlier that he saw me do a video on. Anyways, he had a medical condition, and the doctor recommended that he takes the drops that you put under your tongue with the THC in it from marijuana. Well, he put that in his blog, and YouTube made him take it down.
wow.
Yeah, there's some content that you can't just put on YouTube.
Well, I guess, I guess sex is not one of them, because you can basically do just about anything with sex. Now, will they monetize the video? That's another subject. Manila 69 says, hey, Cal, hey, Sunshine, I want to draw a portrait of you, bro, and send it to you. Come on, man, send it to me, man, if it's going to be, if it's going to be real, because one of my friends here, I interviewed him, Steven. His girlfriend drew a picture of me. Merlin said it don't look like me. I said it does, but my head is only about, she didn't do this part of my head. Did only this part. So it, I don't know. I kind of look like a bald head Sammy Davis Jr.
Calvin, you got to ask Darlene to draw you. She's fantastic. She is a true artist at drawing, and she uses charcoal and paper, and that's it. And wow, she's excellent.
He says it's Patio just a big red light district.
No, it's not. There is a part of Pattaya that's red light, but the rest of Pattaya is shopping malls, beaches, restaurants, buffet restaurants. It's just the way it is. It's got that red light area, but outside that red light area, everything's pretty much normal.
Okay, he said YouTube took down most of the weed channels. Okay, well that's out of my plans then. He says real talk with Paul. Says good morning, my brother from the Philippines. Yeah, as Gam said, this guy pays more than a payment from a truck in the United States. Well, because your financing was only 3 years though, right?
Yes.
That's why
I wanted to pay it off quick. The reason I did it is to build my wife's credit rating.
Yeah. Cause see, I didn't even know that they don't have the type of credit bureaus that we have, like a score and all of that.
Yeah.
And I was always, because I was interested, because when you told me you got that loan, I was like, well, maybe he got it in his wife's name, because I'm thinking, why would they loan you money when you can easily get on a plane and leave?
Yeah, exactly.
But hell, it's your wife, so as long as y'all stay together, you still, it's still your loan, basically, right?
Yeah.
Now, what does your wife think about that? Have y'all ever just walked past Soy 6 or any of those places, walking street, just to be like tourists or something?
We've sat there and had a beer. We've gone to restaurants there. There's a British restaurant serves very good British fish and chips, which I like. I think they're good. Probably the best thing to come out of England. But anyways, we've gone there, and the girls don't mess with you. I mean, they don't come up to you and harassing you when you got a woman with you.
Yeah.
They sort of leave you alone.
Yeah, because if you don't got a woman with you, they coming for you. They'll get in your way, and you be like, hey, get out of my way, lady. I'm trying to look at this other one over here that looks 10 times better than you, but you always got the ones with all the scars and tattoos on them. Real Talk with Paul says, O'Shea Jackson done a reaction video for your video about brothers getting taken advantage of. It was a good one. Yeah, I tip my hat to him, man. He's one of those big, gigantic YouTubers. I'm like, these guys, they build these. I wish I could do what he does. I don't know how they do it. They build these massive followings, and all they do is reaction videos, man. I mean, I got to come up with boots on the ground content on a continuous basis. And I don't think,
I saw your brother last week. Sorry, Calvin, interrupt. I saw your brother last week. Chocolate Man.
Oh yeah, he's a good guy. He's the real deal over there.
Yeah, he's good. I saw him last week. He was sitting outside enjoying a beer by the beach.
Yeah, he's real. He looked me up when he found out I was over there. He came out of we went out his way, man, to meet me. And I hold him in high esteem for that, man. It shows a lot, man, because I'm gonna tell you, man, you don't get that a lot of times. I mean, it's just how it is. And he came over there and we went to this little restaurant on Beach Road, man. I love that Beach Road. I fell in love with that Beach Road, man. Even though you can't get in the water, he said, no, you can't go swimming, but he said some beaches on further down. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, but O'Shea, yeah, I really appreciate when they do stuff like that because they reach people that I can't reach. You know, people know I'm in the Philippines. We really have a very small reach for real. The only people who really look at us are people interested in coming to the Philippines. Okay. But, you know, we make it look easy. It's really not easy, man. You really have to make some interesting content and then, you know, hope that people can relate to it. You know, it's not like a reaction video. See, that means I've got to, you know, I can react to a video, but I just don't, that's not my style. I'm not knocking anybody for doing it. And like I said, people like him and other big vloggers like that, they help a lot of guys like me who are smaller guys. They put me out there in front of their viewers. And then this is what I'm doing with you, Darren, and others. I'm putting you out there to my viewers, but I'm saying, okay, now they're going to come on your channel. It's up to you to keep them coming back. And if you're unable to do that, don't blame me. Don't say, hey, Calvin, he didn't help me at all over there. You know, but I think that you're going to do great, man. You know, just my humble opinion, because a lot of guys, they just, you know, especially over here in the Philippines, they're afraid to really say what they really want to say. They're afraid of the trolls. They're afraid that they think the government's watching. They say, oh, all my videos have to be just, you know, showing the sugary side of the Philippines. One guy, he's new, man. I can't even watch him. It's so obvious. He's trying to appease the people over here. Like, dude, talk about what's really going on over here. I can't even watch him. I don't even know why YouTube put him in front of me. He's sitting there, you know, and I'm like, nobody's going to learn anything from what you're talking about. And when they come over here, it's going to be something totally different, right? There's a sugary side to this place, okay? But, you know, you better show them the salt too, because if you don't, you're going to lose your credibility. Elliot Mikado says, I love you, Cal, and you're big to me. We already know this. Thank you, Elliot. I really appreciate you. Congratulations on your new job. Derek said Thailand too. Yeah. You're not out there just showing the good stuff, are you, Darren?
Nope. I'm showing everything.
Yeah. Because a lot of foreigners get killed over there in Thailand.
Yeah, because foreigners come over here trying to ride a motorcycle, never rode one in their life, don't even have a license. And, you know, you don't know what you're doing. You're asking for trouble.
Yeah, what about the suicide? You know, they've got the highest suicide rate per capita of any other expat destination. What do you know about that?
Stupid foreigners again, Calvin. Getting involved with these young girls, trusting them, giving them all their money. You know, they're going to invest in a family farm or something like that. and they get scammed. They lose everything. They got nothing left to go back to. They're too old to get a job. They just end it right then. They got scammers in the Philippines too, but and there's cases of them doing it over there, but I think it's more widespread over here.
I was going to ask you that because what I've found out is a lot of what's going on in the Philippines, we seem to be our biggest problem. If we would just keep our money in our pocket, it's so easy to see through the scams that people try to run on you over here.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, what do you think is more, they're more brutal over in Thailand scamming out here? Probably Thailand, right?
It's got to be Thailand. It's got to be Thailand. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. But it's kind of trickling down to over here. It's like, it's always been that way throughout history. Guys are the providers, but we want nurturing in return, or sex, really, basically.
That's it.
That's basically what it is. And so
my wife ain't never said no to me for sex. Never once.
Yeah. Who?
My wife, Darlene. Never once said no to me.
Yeah. See, that's the difference you told me.
Whenever I want it.
Yeah, that's what you told me. The plate is always full, but in Thailand, sometimes she would, they're real conservative. You told me.
Yeah. But like I said, if you want the best out of retirement, go to the Philippines. Get yourself a good Filipino woman, and there's plenty of them around.
Yeah, it is.
You're not going to have an issue with English if you get a good one. Yeah. She's going to be educated. She's going to understand English. Take her to Thailand. Get her on your retirement visa. It's so easy to do.
Yeah. Now, she probably didn't have a problem going to Thailand because she was coming from Kuwait, right?
Yeah, well, we came from Kuwait to Thailand, but only for 2 weeks. And it was during COVID. Because you remember you asked me, how the heck did I get into the Philippines? Philippines was locked down. Well, I had to get that EED back in the day. The emergency exemption document it stood for. Well, I had to come to the Philippine embassy in Bangkok to do it because the embassy in Kuwait was closed down due to COVID.
So she already had a few stamps on her passport. So when you went back to Thailand, it probably wasn't a problem.
No, but you're not going to have a problem either. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking about Maryland. You're not going to have a problem either because the questions that they ask you at the airport are just so easy. They want to see proof of your relationship. Take some pictures of you two that have been together, because when you take a picture and you put it on Facebook or you put it on WhatsApp or you take a picture on your cell phone, it comes up with a date and a time. Include that in the picture to show that, hey, this is my partner. We've been together for X amount of time, X amount of years. That's what they want to see. They don't want to see that you just met her 5 minutes ago and trying to take her out the country.
Yeah. W Secrets of Success blog says, do guys get scammed or tricked out of their money? Well, a lot of times, W Secrets of Success, thank you for that super chat. We do it for ourselves. I know over in the Philippines, they don't even ask us for our money. We start building houses and stuff. They don't even have to ask. Now, what they will do, they will construct a story and want your sympathy. But what could they possibly scam you out of? How could they possibly scam you over here? It would be almost impossible for a woman to scam me. I was scammed one time out of about, altogether, it was about, let me see, $75 for the plane ticket, and then another $30 for the, it's those type of little scams. But the millions of pesos of scams, what we call a scam is not a scam, guys. A scam is when you unwittingly are taken for your money. Like you stick your damn ATM and they skim it, and by the time you get home, it's all your money's taken out of your account. When you build a woman a house and a lot, and then she runs off or she sells it, that's not a scam, man. You know, that's not a scam. You know, she stole it from you. If anything, you could say that. But they're not scamming us, man. We're our worst enemy. I've never, it's very few, you know, we call it a scam because the woman didn't do what she said she was going to do or whatever it is. But technically, man, it's not a scam.
Darlene says have Marilyn contact her.
Okay, I will.
Okay.
Yeah, he said, TJ says very true. They ultimately just want to make sure you're not a trafficker and she's not TNT. And I was telling you about the story that's in the Inquirer today about the Filipino OFW who was rescued from Kuwait and her abusive employers. They were basically treating the woman like a slave. They would take her out to the desert and leave her for hours upon time, hours upon hours rather. And the son, she contacted the son and he contacted the Philippine authorities and they rescued her. Now she's back in Cebu. I know your wife was, that's how you met your wife in Kuwait, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we met there. But
was
that stuff goes on all the time in Kuwait, man. I'll tell you that the Kuwaitis, there's some pretty whacked out people. I've known them to hire nannies and maids and raping them, beating them. It happens all the time, all the time.
Yeah. And Jeffrey Chowder said that's called a sham. That's what we do to ourselves. Yeah, see, it's not a scam. Yeah, that's a sham when you do that to yourself like that. Now, you know.
I call that stupidity.
Yeah, and it's a lot of that over here. It's a lot of that over here. But you want to be nice. You just want to say to guys, don't feel obligated to do that stuff. We feel obligated for some reason. We'll come over here and, some people are struggling over here and it tears at your heartstrings, but you can't feel obligated, man. You're going to go broke. And that's what guys do. They go broke doing that kind of stuff, man. I mean, just spending, I tell you horror stories after horror stories, man. It's more out there, but people are afraid. They're ashamed. Imagine a guy gives a woman 20 million pesos for what? To get her out of the squatters area. First of all, she don't need 20 million to get out of the squatters area. And then it's not even your wife. You don't have kids with her. And they think I'm lying when I say that, man. Story after story after story over here. But the woman didn't scam him. He's steadily sending the money himself. He's physically going online, sending that money, or going to Walmart, filling out everything, sending her the money. She's not scamming him out of that, man. And this is what I'm trying to get through to guys. Keep your damn money in your pocket. And you won't have these kind of stories for me to tell. It's really that simple. Yeah. It's not a damn scam. Most guys appear they willingly giving this money away, buying these houses, building these houses, all kinds of, buying all this land. Nobody's putting a gun to their head. And this is what I'm trying to tell people. Filipinos are scammers. No, they're not. They're not scammers, man. We're shammers. That's what we're shammers. We're doing the shit to ourselves. But yeah, I've got about 5 minutes left. Darren, I'm going to give the floor to you, man. Just talk about whatever you want, your channel, your life over there, your life over here, whatever you want to do.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you for having me on here, Calvin. It's much appreciated. You and I have been friends for a long time now, well over a year. We still have yet to meet up. I know you've invited me several times to your greeting meets, but one day I was picking up the car. I couldn't go there. And, there's other things that were going on in my life, but I'd be very, very proud to have you over here and show you around about it, both you and Marilyn. I know Darlene's looking forward to meeting her. There's a lot of expats here from the Philippines. Darlene just joined a Facebook group, and there's something like 60,000 Filipinos on this group that are here in Thailand. So there are quite a lot here. A lot of them work as teachers, nurses, in shopping malls. And we've met quite a few Filipinos. There's even a Filipino grocery store, here in Pattaya. And we've been there, and Darlene was able to buy, some of her tender, juicy hot dogs that they like so much, and adobo and everything else that they like, and pancit. She was really happy that she could buy that here. And I think that makes it a lot easier if you're going to take a Filipina and bring them to Thailand, that they have the creatures, the comfort of their home too. Yeah. So my channel is going to be predominantly about life in Thailand, retiring in Thailand, how to retire in Thailand, how to make your budget go far. Medical situations in Thailand is a lot cheaper than most countries around the world. I had a full medical checkup. I paid 2,000 baht for my medical checkup. Yeah, they tested everything. And you only need to get that done once a year. Once you get over 50, you got to check your health, fellas. Your health is the most important thing. So pharmacies all over the place. I'm type 2 diabetic. In the Philippines, I found it very hard to get the stuff that I needed. Over here, I find it everywhere. I got a buddy of mine. He's got high blood pressure and high cholesterol. He's able to get the same medication he gets the States for a fraction of the price. My medical medication that I'm taking a month, I'm paying about $200 a month for my medical medication here. In the States, I'll be paying close to $600-700. Yeah.
Now let me read this from him, because I think he's got we've given him the wrong impression or the wrong definition. He says, it's definitely a scam if someone misrepresents themselves. Well, see, let me stop you right there. The type of what we call the scams that happen over here, the guy meets the woman. She's not misrepresenting themselves. He sees her financial situation and he comes to the rescue. That is not a scam. Okay. Now you can take it, you can flip it around and do whatever you want to do. Now, here's what Laura says. She said, manipulation, pulling at the heartstrings or acting like they really love you. But in the end, you control your wallet. They're not, true. Men are coming to the rescue of these women over here, guys. That's what's going on. That's not a scam. When some guy shows up with a cape on, I'm going to rescue you and your whole family and pick you up out of poverty, and you're never going to struggle again. That's not a scam. So you can call it whatever you want to call it. But it's not a scam. Okay. And a lot of times, if it was a scam, the police can't, over here they're saying, we can't prosecute it because the man won't come forward. He won't cooperate. So if I think I got scammed, guess what? I'm going to the police. I'm going to sit back and say, oh, well, because he knows it's not a scam. He knows she put that Filipino tune up on him, and he bought that. That's why he bought that lot. Okay. Captain, save a fool.
Yeah.
I see it all the time. And then they get mad at you after they do it. And you bring it up like, why would you do that, man? What made you do that? You don't even know the woman. You don't marry to her. You don't have children by her. I'm doing this. I'm going to do this. Yeah, well, but I guess in the end, the law of compensation comes back and helps them, because it doesn't matter what your motive is. If you help somebody, you're going to get help. Maybe that's the reason the plane didn't go down when you went back home. You never know, really. But they're not being scammed over here. Shams, like he said. We're saving these women who don't need saving. Filipinos are tough as nails. Your wife sitting right there is tough as nails. To leave her country, go all the way overseas to work, to take care of her family, man, they're very capable of taking care of themselves. But we don't think like that. That's that old Western thinking. I'm riding in with the white horse and all of that. And next thing you know, your retirement's gone. You know, some guy, you know, I'm not going to say any names, you know, gave us his whole retirement. This guy worked for years over there driving a truck, sending his money over here to a woman thinking that, you know, she's going to be able to manage it and do the right thing, man. Messed it all up. Now he's in his early 60s with nothing, man. But we don't learn because y'all watching this right now, the same shit's going to keep happening. Because they, oh, you can't tell me nothing, such shoulders. I'm a grown man. Okay, yeah. You're going to be a broke grown man. Yeah, you're playing yourself. But I apologize, Darren. I had to get at him at that. He said, it's certainly a scam. Man, you don't know what you're talking about, dude. It's not a scam. They're not misrepresenting
it's not a scam. It's the guy being stupid thinking with his dick instead of his head.
Yeah. You know, he's doing something. He's surely not thinking, but I was talking about this the other day and got a lot of pushback. A lot of us think we have something to prove. Yeah. Oh, black guys are cheap. Black guys don't have money. This and that. So we come over here and we overcompensate. Well, I'm going to show you what a real black man is. Here. And throw down $200,000. Here, take all of this. And then go back home and struggle. You know, the guy I'm talking about, he's afraid to go back home because he don't have nothing there, first of all. He sold everything there to get the money that he was sending here. And his family's waiting on him. They chomping at the bit for him to come back over there so they can kick his ass. Because they told him, don't go over there and do that stupid stuff. But we're hard-headed. We're hard-headed. Laura says, I know a woman who sent $2,000 a month to a man. Crazy. Yeah, women aren't exempt. Women aren't exempt. My wife, my American wife, before we got married, she would, if I didn't have a bit of decency in me, you know, she had a son at the time. She was giving me all of her money, every last bit of it. But I didn't want it. I'm like, look, what about you and your son? Just turn it over to me just so that I could be with her. Like, wow, man. But, hey, guys, I want to thank y'all. Thank you, Darren, really, man. I see nothing but success for your channel. Now, when you get up there, don't forget about us, man.
Hey, you're always welcome in my crib. I told you that from day one, man.
Do they have meet and greets over there in Thailand? Maybe you could start there.
Yeah, they do. A few of the big vloggers here do meet and greets, and the little vloggers too. So yeah, they do it. Maybe me, you, and Chocolate Man can get together and do a meet and greet when you're here.
Yeah, my plans is August for me and Marilyn because she got a passport, and it's just that getting her ready to get on the plane.
I'll be back here.
Yeah. But maybe we'll fly back over with y'all.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
Yeah, now he said, thanks, Mr. D, a new sub. We learned a lot today, guys. This guy gave you the nitty-gritty, especially on that visa, retirement visa. That's going to send a lot of people to that Thailand right now to get that visa because a lot of us, we don't have 20,000. Hell, we don't even have 10,000 because if you can show a pension and you haven't been in the military, you come up with 10,000. Hell, we don't have 10,000. I don't have it.
You don't need that in the Thailand. You just need to show an income.
That's what I'm saying. See, like I told you, I haven't shut the door on Thailand yet. When I did my top 10 list, but I just don't feel that I have to leave here because if I want to go Thailand, I can go anytime I want to. It's just right up the road, literally.
Yeah.
Well, actually, she's like me. She's got to take a peel, which Marilyn's got pills she takes. I don't take any pills. It's just all in my mind, which is crazy. Hell, I'm I'll jump in one of these damn tricycles out here, which is more dangerous than any 777 any day. Okay, but that's just my thinking. Okay, the name of his channel again. Tell me the name of your channel before we get off here.
Cooper's Thai Adventures.
Cooper's Thai Adventures, yeah. He said the SRRV, it's not a military visa and it costs $1,400. What are you talking about? That's one of the visas, a courtesy visa off of people with a honorable discharge from the military or retired from the military, right? What's this guy talking about? There's there's like 4 visas, 4 SRRVs over here, dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's if you're on a pension and you're ex-military, then you pay $1,400. If you're on disability like I was, and my disability was caused while in the Army, working for the Army, they don't recognize that I had to pay $20,000. That's the difference. Yeah,
he said he knows what he's talking about, but here's a guy who's got an SRRV over here in the Philippines, man. It cost him $20,000, dude. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna argue with you. This is the problem. It's why you can't help people, man. They know every damn thing. You try to help them, but they know everything. So, okay, if you're gonna send somebody over here with $1,400, they're gonna look real stupid.
Mm-hmm.
He said you don't need to be ex-military. Okay. Well, thanks everybody for your super chat, super stickers, all your thumbs up, all your support for Sunshine Shoulders. Thanks again, Darren. Cooper's Thai Adventures. Check him out, man. You're going to learn a lot. Take care, everybody. Stay safe. Stay out of trouble. We'll see you next time.
Take care.